I'm on my way to the New Forest. Now I've got my macro gear with me because it has been raining quite a lot. So I'm hoping to find like some fallen trees with thick coverings of moss, that kind of stuff. Little mini landscapes in miniature, really. Micro landscapes. So today we have this really flat light. There is no form, there's no detail in the clouds. There's just been rain after rain after rain. So that may be good in terms at least of finding some mosses growing on fallen tree trunks. Because it's grey and overcast, there's no directional light. So I have brought some lighting with me. Now I've brought a couple of SmallRig flexi lamps, and I got these some months ago, hoping to use them in late autumn on some fungi, but I ran out of fungi photographs, so I've just not used them yet. This is such a winter scene. The lack of colour, I was hoping I would find some shoots of new life, of spring life, but at the moment it's hard to see. And this is interesting, the river has kind of changed course since I was last here. So usually it comes around this bend here, and it still does. But what has also happened is we've got a new channel that has opened up here and is feeding down back into the main course here. So it's coming along a new course, and it's also then coming around this way, the other side of these two trees here, and back down into the main course here. So one or other of these channels, I guess, eventually will win out. It's amazing how much it changes from one visit to another, and just how dynamic this place can be. Look at the way it's already been cutting through the bank here. So this may be the kind of thing that I'm looking for. There is this tiny little, it looks a bit like a catkin or something like that, that is curled up and nestled in amongst these mosses on this tree trunk here. And I rather like that. It's like a little jewel. And so I'm going to see if I can do something with that. So I think with a scene like this, like with any other kind of photography, it's worth just taking a bit of time to find that composition, to find the right way of looking at it. And because I first spotted it from about here, does not mean that that's the best place from which to take the photographs. So I think I'm going to come at it from this angle, looking along its length, from here basically, but in a lot closer than I am now, and try and pick out some of the colour in it, because there are these quite subtle purple tones in it, which I rather like. So this is the Nisi close-up lens, and 77mm close-up lens, and I've used this quite a bit now on fungi type shots, and it's just as suited to this kind of close-up work, of course. Let's get it on the camera. It's always worth just trying to work out, handheld to begin with, where you're going to be. With this lens, you want to be somewhere in excess of about 70 mil in terms of focal length. You need to make sure when setting up focus here that you can focus with the close-up lens both at the minimum distance that you want it to be focusing and at the furthest distance that you want to focus, because otherwise if you're not careful you run out of focus scope, i.e. you get it all set up and then you find you can't actually achieve focus right the way through the subject that you want to do. So as you can see here, I have put two lights in place, and they're really pretty close to the subject, just out of view of course on the camera, and I've set things up so that we've got the subject in the bottom right third, and I have give me a minute, set the focus point on the part of this little subject here that I believe to be nearest to the camera. Now I have my aperture set to f8. The camera is in manual mode, and I'm going to deliberately underexpose the background here. Okay, I think we're good for focus now. And now I'm going to focus bracket, and so menu, my menu, focus shift shooting, and I'm going to use a focus step of I think 2 on this one, and the number of shots we're going to go for I think 40. Okay, and start. Right, look at the detail we have got here. I'm loving this detail here. That is superb. So let's just back through the shots and see how we're doing in the rest of the image. Wow. We are going to bring out a whole lot of detail here, stuff that I absolutely cannot see with the naked eye. Wow, who'd have thought that was a catkin? Okay, I have switched the right hand light around so that it's coming a little bit more from behind and above compared to how it was. Just to show you what I'm doing, let's go to menu, and then I'm in my menu, focus shift shooting, number of shots is 40, focus step width is 2, and let's just go for start. Okay, I did refocus on the nearest point to the camera. So I'm really happy with this. So if we look again at the back end of this object, even though the background is only about 2 centimeters behind it, we've got real depth of field going on here. It's really beautifully out of focus, and that's one of the advantages of using this close-up lens. There's no way I could take anything remotely resembling this shot without the close-up lens. But one of the questions that I have been asking myself is, would it be helpful or more helpful to have an actual macro lens? Now, I used to have an old Sigma 105mm macro lens, and I remember doing some great stuff with that many years ago when I first had my Nikon D300, and that was a great lens, fantastic focal length for macro work. And I'm really seriously considering getting that again. Now, I have been toying with the idea of getting another classic camera to play around with and review over a period of time, but do you know, I'm undecided. I quite fancy a bit of a change, and I quite fancy playing around with a proper macro lens rather than the close-up one that I've been using, so that I can see the difference. And if actually it's not really worth having the macro lens, well, I can always sell it again. So let me know in the comments what you think. Have you tried both? Have you tried the close-up lens, and have you tried a macro lens? And have you experienced the difference between the two? I'd love to know in the comments what you think, if you've got an opinion about that. In the meantime, I'm loving this. I'm just going to try another different angle now and change the lighting a bit. And so far I'm pretty impressed with these lamps that I'm using. I do wish though that I had brought the large sort of clips that can go on the bottom of them, because I could have mounted one of them at least on the leg of the tripod. And this is the fun and games that we always have with this kind of close-up photography, is getting the lights in the right place. Okay, I think that was rather a good little find actually. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing just how those come out on the big screen. Anyway, I'm wandering on just to another site now. I'll have to finish soon because I've got limited time today, but I've just spotted a really old hoary beech tree here. So it's got a really large trunk and some massive limbs have fallen off it. There was quite a storm came through here last night, and winds were about up to 55-mile-an-hour gusts, which is pretty decent wind actually. Now this tree has clearly been down for quite a long time. And you can just see from these, where these shelf fungi have grown, it takes a long time for these to grow to that sort of size. So this limb has been down for a long time. There's this really interesting sort of green one down here, and some massive shelf fungi, look, underneath there. Wow, quite impressive really. But not a subject for today, I don't think. I don't know what its girth would translate into, but it's a big one. I'm not sure whether or not the entire tree is dead, but I can see some buds actually, so I think there's still life in this thing. Okay, I think my work here is done. So I think my main question for today is really about what kind of lens I might invest in terms of some kind of macro type lens. And if you've got any ideas there, if you've got a particular macro lens that you've been really impressed with, do drop a note in the comments. I'd love to know your opinion on them and what sort of things I might go looking at. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the images, and do like, subscribe and all those wonderful YouTube things. Check out my night channel as well, Nigel Bailey Astrophotography. Look forward to seeing you over there sometime. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now. Well, just as a final postscript, I'm rather liking the shape of this tree actually. And this might be one to come back to